Evening. Well, here we are again, just you and me. We're in the middle of the coronavirus. 6 weeks in, I'm in isolation, but life goes on as normal for me because I'm an isolated sort of a guy. Anyway, we've got another beautiful fire going. We're going to do Clancy The Overflow, followed by Daveo from Paddo, which is a bit of a Banjo Patterson rip-off. So here we go. Clancy The Overflow. I'd written him a letter, which I had, for want of better knowledge, sent to where I'd met him, down the Lachlan, years ago. He was shearing when I knew him, so I sent the letter to him, just on spec, addressed as follows: Clancy The Overflow. And an answer came directed, in a writing unexpected, and I think the same was written, with a thumbnail dipped in tar. 'Twas his shearing mate who wrote it, and verbatim I will quote it: Clancy's gone to Queensland droving, and we don't know where he are. And in my wild erratic fancy, visions come to me of Clancy, gone a droving down the Cooper, where the western drovers go. And as the stock are slowly stringing, Clancy rides behind them singing, for the drover's life has pleasures that the town folk never know. And the bush has friends to meet him, and their kindly voices greet him in the murmur of the breezes and the river on its bars. And he sees the vision splendid of the sunlit plains extended, and the night of wondrous glory of the everlasting stars. And I'm sitting in my dingy little office, where a stingy ray of sunlight struggles feebly down between the houses tall, and the fetid air and the gritty of the dusty, dirty city through the open window floating spreads its foulness over all. And in place of lowing cattle, I hear the fiendish rattle of the tramways and the buses making hurry down the street, and the language uninviting of the gutter children fighting comes fitfully and faintly through the ceaseless tramp of feet. And the hurrying people daunt me, and their pallid faces haunt me, as they shoulder one another in their rush and nervous haste, with their eager eyes and greedy, their stunted forms and weedy. For the townsfolk have no time to grow, they have no time to waste. And I sometimes rather fancy I'd like to change with Clancy, like to take a turn at droving, where the seasons come and go, while he faced the round eternal of the cash book and the journal. But I doubt he'd suit the office. Clancy of The Overflow. Thanks to Banjo Patterson. Now, Daveo from Paddo, that was written when I was working in Glen Innes for national parks, enjoying the beauty of the mountain ranges. And I took a little bit of liberty and wondered what Banjo would think. Daveo. We have witnessed many changes since Banjo spoke of Clancy, and with respect I fancy, if he could walk with us this day, perhaps he'd modify his thought so slightly. May I try politely to extend to you this phrase. I had written him a letter, which I had, for want of better knowledge, sent to where I'd met him, in Paddington, years ago. He was in street art when I knew him, so I sent the letter to him, just on spec, addressed as follows: Daveo, Paddo. And an answer came directed, in a writing unexpected, and I think the same was written, with a spray can from a car. 'Twas his graffiti mate who wrote it, and verbatim I will quote it. Davo's gone across Sydney roving, and we don't know where he are. And in my wild erratic fancy, visions come to me of Davo, gone with spray can to the western suburbs, where street art in chaos grows. And as the trains are slowly stringing, Davo climbs upon them clinging, for the stations and the opportunities so quickly come and go. For the artist's life has pleasures that us country folk never know. For the city has friends to meet him, and their rowdish voices greet him in the alleys and the schoolyards and the car parks with its cars. And he sees the vision splendid of urban sprawl extended, stations unattended, and by night the neon beauty of King's Cross and its bars. And I'm walking in open spaces where power in the sunlight forces down between the forest tall, and the crisp air inhaled in the rugged mountain ranges, drifting void of all pollution, spreads its beauty over all. And in the place of red train rattle, I hear water without cattle, making hurry over boulders in a rush yet peaceful state. And the language quite inviting of the birdsong, how exciting, as I explore the forest morning and enjoy the earth beneath my feet. And the strolling characters amuse me, and their friendly faces enthuse me as they stop and talk to one another every time they meet, with expressions full of country cheer, their bodies formed by food and beer. For country folk found time to grow, yes, they had no time to waste. And I did never really know if I'd like to change with Davo, but I'd not like to spray graffiti where the street gangs come and go. For I reckon he'd find the country a challenge and quite daunting to express art without canvas, for there are no trains and walls. For he could face pleasant changes, bushwalking in the ranges, but I doubt it'd suit my lifestyle. I doubt it at all. Well, that's Davo. We'll take a little short break and might get back to you later. Just enjoy that fire.